world of professional wrestling is often built on the backs of individuals who dedicate their bodies and souls to the sport. But sometimes, two such individuals forge a bond so unbreakable that it transcends the ring and the scripted rivalries that define the industry. Such was the case with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, two names that became synonymous with one another in the wrestling world. Their journey, however, did not begin in the bright lights of WWE. No, their story began in the dark, grungy halls of independent promotions, where they would first build the friendship that would later evolve into one of the most iconic relationships in modern wrestling history. In those early days, both Owens and Zayn were known by different names, Kevin Steen and El Generico. Their paths crossed in Ring of Honor, ROH, a hotbed for independent wrestling talent, where they made a name for themselves through sheer grit, determination, and undeniable talent. What set them apart was the undeniable chemistry they shared in the ring. They weren't just two men locked in combat. They were warriors, fighting not just for titles or accolades, but for the very essence of what they both dreamed about: success and respect. Their matches weren't just about spots or near falls. They were stories, rich in emotion, sacrifice, and camaraderie. Their connection wasn't just born out of professional necessity, but also through a shared understanding of hardship. Both men knew what it was like to struggle, to fight for every inch of recognition and glory in an industry that demanded more than you could give. But together, they achieved something extraordinary. They were no longer just two independent wrestlers fighting for scraps. They were on their way to becoming legends. The rise to WWE, dreams realized, friendships tested. Their transition to WWE was something of a fairy tale. Fans of independent wrestling had long known the names Kevin Steen and El Generico, and when these two men made their debut in WWE, they brought with them a level of respect and anticipation that few could match. In WWE, they became Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but the essence of who they were never changed. They were two fighters with one goal: to reach the pinnacle of the professional wrestling world. And they were determined to do so together, side by side. Together, they quickly found success in WWE, particularly as a tag team. They captured the hearts of fans with their raw emotion and their brutal, hard-hitting style of wrestling. But more than that, it was their bond that stood out. They weren't just wrestling for themselves, they were fighting for each other. Their partnership seemed unshakable, and their success was built on a foundation of mutual respect, years of friendship, and the shared understanding of what it meant to struggle together and achieve greatness. However, as with all great stories of camaraderie, there was a dark side. As Owens and Zayn reached greater heights, the very thing that made them so successful, their partnership, began to fracture. Owens, who had long struggled with his own insecurities and ambitions, began to feel that the spotlight on Zayn was blocking his own path to success. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, Owens began to pull away from the partnership that had helped them both rise to prominence. Zayn, ever the loyal friend, tried to reach out, to bring Owens back to the center of their shared dream. But it soon became clear that Owens had other ideas. The once tightly knit brotherhood began to erode as Owens grew more obsessed with his own path to glory, while Zayn remained committed to their shared journey. Tensions mount. The cracks appear. As their relationship began to unravel, Owens became more distant, his desire for personal success overshadowing the friendship that had once defined him. Zayn, confused and heartbroken by the change in his friend, clung to the hope that their bond could be repaired. But the more he tried to mend the rift, the more Owens seemed determined to sever it completely. The tension wasn't just confined to the ring, it was deeply personal. Owens's coldness and indifference cut through Zayn like a knife, leaving him questioning not just his friendship with Owens, but his place in the WWE altogether. The world that had once seemed so full of promise and camaraderie now felt like an unforgiving place. Zayn, for all his optimism, could no longer deny that Owens had changed. The man he had trusted above all others was slipping away, replaced by someone more focused on his own ascent than their shared dreams. The first betrayal. The moment of truth. In professional wrestling, betrayal is not uncommon. It's a story that has been told time and time again. But there are moments of betrayal that stand out, that resonate with fans on a deeper level, because they are not just about the physical attack. They are about the emotional devastation that follows. Owens' first betrayal of Zayn came at NXT TakeOver, Our Evolution. In December 2014, a moment that would forever alter the trajectory of their relationship and, ultimately, their careers. At this point in their journey, Zayn had just achieved one of the greatest moments of his life. He had won the NXT Championship. After years of struggle, injury, and doubt, Zayn had finally reached the pinnacle of his career. It was a moment of pure euphoria, a culmination of everything he had worked for. But just moments after his victory, Owens did the unthinkable. He attacked Zayn with a brutality that left fans in shock. This was not just a physical assault, it was a gut-wrenching betrayal of everything they had built together. Owens, the man who had once been Zayn's closest friend, his brother, destroyed Zayn's moment of glory. The impact of that betrayal reached far beyond the wrestling ring. For Zayn, it was not just about the physical damage he sustained. It was about the emotional toll of being turned on by the one person he had trusted more than anyone else. The foundation of their bond had been shattered, and the first chapter of their rivalry was written in heartbreak. The shift in Owens. The rise of a darker persona. Following his attack on Zayn at NXT TakeOver, Owens embarked on a path that would forever change him. No longer the brash, fan-favorite prize fighter, Owens began to embrace a darker, more ruthless persona. His descent into this darkness was slow and methodical, building over time as he took more extreme measures to achieve his goals. But it was after the crushing loss in the undisputed WWE Championship ladder match at the Royal Rumble 2025 that Owens fully embraced his transformation into a cold, calculating figure. The loss in that match, while devastating, was the catalyst for Owens' transformation. He had always thrived in chaos, but now he was no longer seeking glory for the sake of the WWE Universe. He was seeking something far darker: power, control, and dominance. Gone were the days when Owens played to the crowd or acted on whims. Now, he was consumed by a singular desire: to destroy anything and anyone that stood in his way. Owens had crossed a line, and it seemed there would be no turning back. The transformation from a beloved fan favorite into a villainous force was complete, and with that came a sense of emptiness. The warmth of the WWE Universe had long since been replaced by disdain and hatred. Owens no longer cared for the adoration of the fans or the respect of his peers. He had one goal, and one goal only: to claim victory at any cost. The betrayal at Royal Rumble 2025. A savage assault the night after the Royal Rumble 2025. Zayn, still reeling from the years of betrayal, entered the ring with the faintest hope that perhaps, just perhaps, there was still a part of his former friend left inside Owens. But when he made his way to the ring, Owens attacked without hesitation. It was a savage, brutal assault, one that left Zayn battered and broken. Each blow from Owens felt personal, a reflection of years of frustration, hurt, and ambition gone unchecked. This wasn't just about physical damage. It was about the emotional devastation of having someone he once called a brother turn on him so completely. The emotional weight of the betrayal was almost too much to bear, as Owens's transformation into a heartless, power-hungry figure was fully realized. The fallout. The WWE Universe reacts. The WWE Universe was left in stunned silence. Fans who had once cheered for Owens as he rose through the ranks of WWE now found themselves grappling with the reality of his actions. Social media exploded with messages of disbelief, anger, and heartbreak. Owens, once seen as a fan favorite, had become a villain in the truest sense of the word. His actions were unforgivable in the eyes of many, and the fallout from his betrayal would be felt for years to come. The impact was equally profound in the WWE locker room. Some superstars condemned Owens's actions, while others speculated that he had aligned himself with a darker faction, one that sought to reshape WWE in its own image. But regardless of what might come next, one thing was clear. Owens had changed, and he was no longer the man he had once been. The road ahead, revenge or redemption. For Zayn, the path forward was unclear. The emotional and physical wounds of Owens's betrayal ran deep, and Zayn was left to grapple with a choice. Would he seek vengeance, unleashing a fury upon Owens that could consume him in the process? Or would he rise above the pain, using his hurt as fuel for a redemptive journey, a journey that could take him beyond the confines of the WWE Universe and the ring itself? The road ahead was fraught with danger, and Zayn knew that the emotional weight of his betrayal could easily consume him. But he also knew that revenge, while sweet, could destroy him in the end. The choice he made would not only define his rivalry with Owens, but also shape his legacy in WWE. For Owens, the future was equally uncertain. Would his ruthless ambition propel him to the heights he desired, or would the emotional cost of his actions eventually catch up with him? His road to redemption, if such a path even existed, would be long and difficult, and there was no guarantee that he would find forgiveness from either his former friend or the WWE Universe. The legacy of Owens and Zayn. The saga of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is one of the most emotionally charged and intense rivalries in WWE history. What began as a story of brotherhood and shared ambition has evolved into a tragic tale of betrayal, revenge, and redemption. Their bond, once thought unbreakable, has been shattered, leaving both men to confront the emotional and professional consequences of their actions. As the story continues to unfold, the WWE Universe watches with bated breath, eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this heartbreaking saga. Whether the future holds redemption or revenge, one thing is certain: the legacy of Owens and Zayn will be felt for years to come, a testament to the fragility of trust, the cost of ambition, and the emotional toll of betrayal.